Welcome to the inaugural episode of DAP Television. And if you like this video, subscribe and like it. Follow me on Instagram at DAP_MBT, and I will be bringing you interviews every month. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing. What's your name, man? Who you go by?
I go by Mack. My name is Ray, but I go by Mack. I'm an old school graffiti writer from New York, and that's it, man.
Okay, how did you come up with the name Mack?
Mack, when I was little, I used to play with a lot of Mack trucks, and my aunts started calling me Mack, so that's how I started writing Mack. And I always been attracted to big trucks, so I'm like, man, that's a cool name. So that's how how I got the name Mack.
Okay, what borough are you from?
Well, I was born in the Bronx in New York, but through the years I was going back and forth to Puerto Rico. And in my teenage years, I was in Puerto Rico, and then I was sent to New York, and I was back and forth. Came to a point where I didn't know Spanish or English, but I ended up in New York, and I ended up in Harlem. And then from Harlem, I moved to the Bronx with my cousin, and I've been back and forth, man, like Spanish Harlem and Barrio and the Bronx.
Okay, so was it hard for you growing up in the Bronx, and what type of things did you have to deal with as a kid?
As a kid, I had a good experience, man. When I was younger, growing up in the Bronx, and I hooked up with BRIM. We started bombing. Well, actually, I started really bombing with Delta 2 and Joey from TDS. And Delta 2, we used to go to the same high school at the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm talking about? The Hall of Fame. But anyway, we started hooking up there, and then I moved up to the Bronx. I hooked up with BRIM. Then my dad was working in Harlem, so I moved back to Harlem, and BRIM started going over there. We started TAT, and me and BRIM just started, bombing the insides. I mean, heavy, and the rest is history, man.
Okay, who were some of the names that you can remember that was up in your neighborhood at the time?
At the time, well, most of the time, we used to just I used to bomb a lot, motion. Like even before I met BRIM, even before I met Delta, I was I was just toyed, I was bombing all the time, so the names I used to see was on the insides, because that's what I really liked. I didn't like doing outsides. It was ZEPHYR, it was LK from TLP, Men1, I used to see Dez, Blade, COMET, because it was at the peak, and all the old timers were bombing, but they were retiring, and there was a new generation coming up. I guess it was me and other writers and shit. But you also had TC5. There were so many, man. There's so many writers that with social media that they don't get mentioned. That they deserve to be applauded. Because if it wasn't because of them, we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Okay, was there a lot of graffiti going on when you started?
Heavy. Like Scene, Delta 2, Sharp, BAN2, which is another one doesn't get mentioned. You had a lot of toys, you know what I'm saying? Like bombing. It's funny because I see a lot of toys that were up back in the days. Not to mention any names, so-called legends. Now everybody's a legend icon and shit. And no disrespect to Cope. He sells a lot of stuff, but he was a toy back then. He calls himself a legend. Just because you up a lot and you bomb a lot doesn't mean you're a legend. You was up a lot. Legend is mean when when you have a lot of burners, when you bomb the insides heavy with style, and you have shit with colors that's the bomb, not a lot of toy shit. I mean,
okay.
There's a lot, and other cats like that too.
Okay, so a lot of people might not know that you're a founding member of TAT CRU with BRIM. How did you and BRIM meet, and how did the formation of TAT CRU come about?
Man, me and BRIM, it was TAT CRU really And when people say TATS Crew, it's not really like a crew, it's like a family. And BRIM used to hang out with Bio and BG, and they used to go to high school together, and then me and BRIM hooked up. And it was just like we all used to hang out before it was TAT, you know what I'm saying? So then me and BRIM started bombing it. And then we said, yo, you know, because everybody had the T and B or TNT or TVF, you know, whatever you might call it. So me and BRIM was like, yo, let's add the A, because it's like the first letter of the alphabet. And that's how TAT came about. And we just started killing shit.
All right. Were you ever in any other crews?
Well, I started with KA, Kings Arrive, with Delta 2, and SYB, these kids that used to bomb the insides. His name was Halter and Dash, and that's about it, man.
Okay. How did you end up meeting with other members of TAT's crew like Bio, Nicer, and BG183?
Well, I met them through BRIM, because we were young toys, man, just hanging out. There was this place called the Plaza. We used to hang out there, get fucked up. Then when the weekend come, we rack up, we put all our paint together, and then we just started doing the outsides of the train. Actually, BG, I used to get all my outlines from BG, from T-Kid, and that's how I developed my style. I borrow a little bit from them, from T-Kid, from Bio, from Shame, and it just came together, man, like Voltrons and shit.
Yeah, man, I hear you. All right, there's a rumor going around that there's a rapper that's also a part of TAT's crew. Maybe you can clear this up. They say Fat Joe, aka Joey Crack, is down with the crew. Is that true, and how did that come about?
Well, Fat Joe actually started writing graffiti with BRIM. When I was bombing and like when we was all really heavy into it in New York at the peak of graffiti, not at the peak, but when it was dying down, I left New York. It was 1986, and then I was supposed to go to California just for a month, and I ended up liking that shit. That shit was the bomb. Shit, even the fellas were like, yo, when you coming back to New York? I'm like, man, fuck New York, fuck graffiti. Because I never gave a fuck about graffiti. I really like the camaraderie, the friendship. Like, I'll stab a motherfucker for you, or you stab a motherfucker for me, you know what I mean? Shit, we just happen to be painting. We just happen to paint. But anyway, back to the question. When I was in California, Brent was like, yo, like 2 or 3 years later, they were like, yo, we know this kid, he writes crack, he be hanging out with us, because he used to send me pictures. And I'd be like, yo, who's this kid Crack? He's writing the CK like my name and shit. Nah, he's cool, he bombs and shit, he also raps. I'm like, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If he's down with y'all, because Bayou and BRIM don't put anybody down just because they paint good or they could rap good or they got a clout. You know what I mean? When we put somebody down, it's because we like them, their character. That's no agenda. We don't put nobody down so we can say, oh, he's down with us, he's making us look good. We put somebody down because we like their character. It's no agenda ever. So anyway, he happened to blow up, and lucky, they down with BRIM, and their friendship is tight, and there's a bond, and whoever's down with BRIM or Bio or BG or Teak or whatever, those are my boys. So, that's how it is and shit. But he actually was writing graffiti way before he was rapping. So a lot of people say, oh, he want to be a graffiti writer now. Nah, he was bombing, really. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Did you ever go to the writer's bench at 149th Street? And who were some of the names you remember that always was seen up there?
I used to go to the bench even back in the days, man, like when I first started. And I used to just hang up on the stairs to look down like in awe, like, damn, this is the bench, this is what everybody's talking about. And then through the years later, when we started getting known, we started, just wilding out. We used to just show up over there, me, Tika, and Sam, see who would show up, and you know, it was just wild, man. It's crazy times. It's like, I'm glad you know, it was good when we was together because we all had each other's back. It was like us against the fucking world. We didn't give a fuck. Because before social media, it was like, there was no names and you could get away with shit. Now, you know, I know people, you know, we all gotta grow up, can be fighting and shit, doing stupid shit like that. People gotta make money, so everybody's more friendly. So everybody asks me, yo, why you don't go paint over here? I don't give a fuck about graffiti. You know what I'm saying? I happen to paint because I have a wall behind my house, that's it. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be bombing. But back to the question about the bench. It happened to be one day that they were shooting Star Wars over there. And K-Slade was there, known as Dez. All right, cool. It's kind of dark over here. But anyway, Dez was there, Case was there, Revolt was there, Henry was filming, but we didn't know the shit was gonna blow up like it did. I think Doc TC5 was there, and it was innocent times, man. You know, everybody was rolling just for the love of the shit, man, not to be popular or be on TV. It was just an innocent time in hip-hop and graffiti at that, you know what I'm saying? So it happened to come out in the footage like for 10 seconds and shit. I was behind Dez, and years later I see that shit. I was bugging out because I was only like 13 or 14 years old, man. You know what I mean? And then it's funny to me because as Dez and they all started like slowing down, that's when me, Bio, and Brim, you know, TC5 and all the crews that were coming up started bombing hard and shit. Because they started painting the trains in white, and we was like, yo, that shit like white paper to us, like a canvas and shit, you know what I mean? So it worked out.
Okay, who were some of the most popular writers from your era?
So many to name, man. Like, to me, my preference, like an all-around bomber, like all balance, BAN2, which was the president of OTB, which it was dope because there wasn't a lot of people down with it, but the shit got watered down when he started putting a lot of like people down and shit. And UA Scene, you don't have to explain that shit. ZEPHYR did outsides, insides, and to top them all was like Blade and Comet, man. When you say bombing and taking over, the motherfuckers were like bombing freeways, like if you go to the fucking end of the world, if you go to the moon, you say they name over there, you know what I mean? So they were doing heavy bombing. And then they're like, you got another aspect of graffiti. You know, you have people that don't paint, they just bomb the insides, but they were good at racking. And they were good, like, if shit was gonna go down, you know, you had their back and shit. So to me, that's more of a graffiti writer, because you got heart, not because you could just paint good and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it, man.
Yeah, I hear you on that, man. All right, so being at 149th Street, you had to meet writers. So did you ever have any graffiti partners? And if so, who was it that you chose to watch your back in the yards?
Well, you don't choose who's your graffiti partner. She just happened naturally, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, with my crew, like me, Brim, Bio, T-Kid, you know, there was a lot of guys that were down with us, and they weren't even writers. They were just wolves, man. You know what I mean? They were like goons and shit. We bring them to the yard and just look out for us, and shit go down, like, you know. And I'm not saying we're Superman or the Superman crew, but if you was going into that dungeon, I don't give a fuck if you weigh 200 pounds, we were like hyenas on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. It's just old times and good teenage years that I had with my friends. And that's what I remember, the friendships. Not, you know, when money came involved, shit happened, and we did a lot of bad shit. You put out bad energy, that shit come back to you. So I learned the hard way, and it is what it is. At least all my boys are like, you know, still cool. It's best to keep, you know, the peace, and that's it, man. You know what I mean?
All right. What lines did you write on, and did you king any?
I didn't king no lines, man. Everybody, just like I said before, everybody was up a lot. But kings to me is when you have more than fucking like 20 burners running. You got the insides covered, fucking throw ups, freeways everywhere. You know what I mean? And I don't mean with toy shit. I mean with nice shit. You got a lot of motherfuckers that did that, but with whack shit. That shit don't count to me. You know what I mean? Like me and the fellas at the yard, we used to see whack shit and just go over that shit. Just cross that shit out. You know what I mean? And but to me, people that were kings are like Men1, Blade and Comet, Scene, Duster, ZEPHYR, LK, BAN2. It's a lot of cats, man. Too many to mention.
Okay. What were your peak years on the subway?
Peak years? Fuck, it's getting cold out here. Peak years, it was like 84 to 86 and shit. And the peak years and graffiti was like, cause you can't say it was a peak year, cause back in the 70s, man, cats were killing shit. And a lot of, you know, modern artists be like, oh, it's all right. At that time, that shit was rocking, man. You know what I mean? That shit's like the Bible. To me, you know, not to throw no shade at the modern writers, cause, you know, it's easy to do shit now with the cats, but back in the days, you appreciated peace more, cause shit was done under pressure. And you only had a certain time, and sometimes you only have this much space to paint because, you know, between the trains and shit. And it was a mission, man. And them cats paved the way for us, man.
Okay. So what were some of your favorite layups to hit back in the days?
My favorite layups was like the Ghost Yard wasn't a layup, but it was a yard we used to hit because every train that used to break down, they used to take them there. So we used to hit like all lines and shit. Like, not really all lines, but we bombed the insides, but mostly the burnings that we did was on the 6 train and the 5 train, on the 4 train, and shit like that.
During the 1980s, the one tunnel could be pretty tough. Did you have any memorable experiences there?
I never went to the one tunnel, and I'm glad, you know, I didn't catch a beat down over there because the ball busters was like crazy and shit. You get caught in there at the wrong time, it wasn't nice, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard TK got caught out there and shit, and he told me about it. And you know, we all catch an L once in a while, but you keep moving. You know what I'm saying? But we catch a couple of L's, but we got a lot of wins too. You know what I'm saying? So, if you ever interview TK, he could tell you what's up.
All right. Tell us about the Ball Busters. Were you surprised to find out they wasn't even graffiti artists?
I'm not surprised, man. Because actually, like me and the crew, we weren't graffiti artists. Like, Bai was nasty with it. BG was an artist. TK drew a lot, but we would hang out more to get fucked up, hang out. And with TK and Sam and Ken came into the picture, when we was together, it was nice, but it was kind of like, it was bad and shit. Cause you know some shit was gonna happen. Every time we was going somewhere, anywhere. We could be going downtown, we bump into somebody, broad daylight, whatever, shit's gonna go down. You know, just by looking at somebody like, yo, what's up? It's on. So in a way, I'm glad I moved to California. Everybody did their thing, cause, you know, shit, probably one of us would have been locked up for a long time or whatever.
All right. I know you have a few raid stories. Tell us your favorite one.
Raider stories?
Raid story.
Or like getting chased by police? Oh. Shit, one time, we was at the Harlem Tunnel and we was all painting and shit. It was like, who was that? Park, Dez, Delta. I mean, this shit was like fucking like 0 degrees in this motherfucker. You know, that's another element of graffiti. Like when it was cold back in the days, that's when you see motherfuckers come out like fucking, like wolves, like in the tunnel. And when you get over the train station, you could tell there was riders because you smell the paint. When the train comes, you smell that shit. You're like, yo, they got motherfuckers in there painting and shit. So fucking, we was all painting and shit, and Dez was there. He was kind of zooted. And Dez was like painting in slow motion and shit. And the next thing you know, we got raided. And we were running through the fucking, to the exit, emergency exit. And Dez was like, yo, what's going on? I was like, yo, get your ass over here. And I pulled him, man. I don't know if you remember, but I looked out for him, and we just came through the emergency tunnel upstairs, and we was gone. But some toys probably got busted, because at that time, a lot of people used to go to the Harlem tunnels, man. But other times, when a lot of people used to hear, yo, T-Kid, Rack 7, Mack, Ken, Sam coming. Everybody spread like fucking flies and shit. Like ants that be running. So sometimes we had that shit by ourselves. Other times it'd be a lot of people there. So it all depends, it all depended at the time and place and shit.
All right. In the last couple of months, we lost Stan 153 and the legend that is Phase 2. Did you have any memories of them or any stories you would like to tell?
I never met them, man, but I always respected them. You know what I'm saying? Even writers that I heard that did a lot of bombing back in the days, 70s, early 80s. I always got respect for the elders, man. Even if I don't like when I have beef with them, I respect their work, but I ain't never had problems with nobody, man. Unless they had a problem with my crew, and you know how that shit got handled.
Okay, you've been friends with Sam for a while. How did y'all meet?
Me and Sam met through, can't even remember, man. He probably could tell you, because a lot of times we were fucked up under the influence, man, so a lot of shit I don't remember. Like when I go to New York, they'd be like, yo, Mack, remember this, remember that? I'd be like, to go with the flow, I'd be like, yeah. But then they'd be saying a story, and I'd be like, oh shit, really? But anyway, me and Sam clicked it off right away, man. Because Sam used to hang out with Ken, and that's how we hooked up, and Sam, he got heart like a motherfucker. Like, if I'm going to war, that's one of the first motherfuckers I'm taking with me, you know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. But me and Sam got some stories, man, like crazy.
Speaking of stories, what is one of the memories you have with Sam?
Sam, one time, shit, I tell you, and there was this kid named Nick, that his mom used to have a car, and since we didn't have a car, we used to tell Nick, yo, get your mom's car, man. So we could go to, Yonkers to rack up and shit. So the kid was like a little group. Every graffiti writer once in a while has a group and shit. Just like today, but some fucking groupies with agendas and shit. It was innocent times, man, but we didn't look at it that way. But anyway, the kid got the car, and me, Sam, and him hit the fucking Yonkers and shit to rack up. And there was a sneaker spot where we used to rack up all the time and shit. And that day, me and Sam went in, and we told the kid Nick to wait for us on the corner and shit. So fuck it. Me and Sam go in the store, we put on the sneakers and shit, we trying them on. And the lady's looking at us funny and shit, it's Chinese lady. And when I seen Sam's face, he's like, yo, you ready? We take off running out the store, shit. And fucking the Chinese lady come out and her husband, hey, bring back the sneaker. We jump in the fucking car, and it was raining that day, so the ground was like moist and shit. Dude, it was a wedding, or I don't know what the fucking, Sam could tell you, a wedding or funeral. There was limos parked, so fucking, we got in the car, told them, like, go. So the light was gonna turn red and shit. I told the kid, go. Yo, this motherfucker went, he hit the brake, and the fucking car slid it and hit one of the limos and shit. It was like a block away, and we see the. So we got out the car, so I got out the car, played off like, yo, Carmen, yo, come down and shit, like, and I see the people coming in, so me and Sim took off and shit. And the kid, we didn't know what happened to the fucking kid. This shit happened around fucking 3 o'clock. I met up with Sim at his apartment in the Bronx and shit, and fucking, and we were like, yo, what happened to Nick? Yo, I don't know, man, but we was lucky we got away from that shit, man, because that shit was like a movie and shit, man. And that was like one of the racking stories. But me and Sim used to rack a lot, man, like kill shit.
All right. I seen you painted a few trains with SAK and Shame 125. You have any stories or memories at the yard with them?
Well, SAK was a lot at the grocery yard with us, but too bad that I never got to paint with him. Like, we did a car together, but with Shame, we went through a lot of missions. Like, me and Shame and BRIM one time, we went to, I think it was a new lot. And it was just when they painted the trains white and shit. And it was just, the fucking yard glowed, man. That shit was like white. Like, you look from the outside, that shit was like glowing and shit. And it was really lit up, so BRIM was like, yo, let's do it. And Shame was like, I don't know, man. I was like, yo, fuck it, let's do it. So we went in the yard and we did with some blockbusters like wavy like that. They never got to ride and shit. I never seen them. Somebody said they seen it. But anyway, it was a Mack, and a nail. Because BRIM used to write nail and shit, like NAIL. And that was a good mission, man. Plus, another time, me and Shame and Seen, we went to the ghost yard, same thing. That was the mission, because we get there around 2 in the morning, and we didn't get out that motherfucker till like 6 in the morning. Because as we started painting, there was a fucking train going around where we were painting. And we hit and shit, and we're like, yo, this is a fucking setup and shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on and shit. And we was almost like halfway done, and we was like, fuck that, we gonna finish this shit no matter what. And Shane was like, yo, this shit is kind of shady. I said, yo, let's finish this shit. And Shane was always like the quiet guy, like, just follow through with us. We went in there, knocked it out, took pictures, and we was out, man. And it was great painting with Shane, because Shane was at his peak. And Scene was like, it's funny because when I was coming up, I used to see scene pieces, like productions, like The Hand of Doom and I mean, Murder Express, and I'm like, I was a toy, man, that was years before. And now I'm painting with this motherfucker. Plus I'm painting with Shane, shit, I'm like, I hope I could hold up and shit, but at the time it wasn't even about that, it was just having fun, going on a mission. All the times I got burnt by T-Kid, by Bio, I didn't give a fuck. It was just for fun, you know what I'm saying? And it's more appreciated because you look at it now, you're like, oh shit, man, like that shit is dope, man. You know what I mean? Now you do a piece, finish, oh, I don't feel like painting, I come back tomorrow. Or it's too cold. Shit is corny to me, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, we touched on a lot of topics today. Anything we left out that you want to cover?
I think that's it, man. Like, well, what else you want to hear, man?
Well, if that's it.
No, shout out to all the old crews, TC5 and UA, TLP, boys TAT CRU, TMB, TDS, and all the crews that happened to write graffiti but also had heart. And crews that are more of a friendship, that are not put together like a super team, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool for the eyes, but there's no integrity behind it, no organic sense of friendship, you know what I'm saying? So, because us, the TAT Crew, it's like, we know a lot of people that paint good, you know what I'm saying? But you don't see everybody down with us, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna put him down so he can make it look good. Nah, it's not about that, man. It's about friendship, integrity. We affiliated with a lot of people, but they're not down with us, you know, it is what it is, man. I tell the people today, young generation, build a crew, build a friendship first before you build a crew, and then you see what happens. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna build a crew or the nastiest motherfuckers or the who gives a fuck about that shit, man? It's a different era, man. Everything is for a fucking picture now. I mean, a crew doesn't make you, you make the crew. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to roll solo to the new generation, don't represent no fucking crew, represent yourself. And if you get down with a crew, it's because you have a good heart, and the people feel you, respect them, and they respect you. Not because, oh, they put you down because you write dope and you're going to make them look good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And that's it, man.
You don't want to give a shout out to the missus?
To who?
The missus?
The missus?
Yeah.
I'm married, bro.
Yeah,
What you talking about, man?
The missus.
Oh, trying to get me in trouble? Nah, as a matter of fact, I want to shout out to my wife, Monica, for putting up with my ass. I put her through hell, but she's still with me, so that's very much appreciated. My son Andrew, his wife, who else? And all my peoples in Puerto Rico, Rec and Ski, T-Kid, Bio, BRIM, a lot of cats from TAS that don't even write graffiti, that was just goons, they know who they are, Raz and the whole squad, man, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, we're going to end it on that, and thanks for the interview. Mack TATS CRU.
All right, no doubt, peace.